A young girl named Sook is hiding beneath her bed as two men threaten her father. One of the men lets out a whistle before fatally stabbing her father. Tragically, the killers soon discover Sook and sell her into a life of exploitation at a tender age. Just as an old man is about to harm her, a man named Sang intervenes to rescue her. Sang is a skilled assassin who trains aspiring assassins, and he takes Sook under his wing, teaching her the ways of becoming an S-class assassin despite her youth. As she trains, her longing for revenge against her father's murderer grows stronger. Years later, Sook finally locates one of the men responsible for her father's death. However, just when she believes she has him cornered, she realizes she has walked into a trap with his men lying in wait. To her surprise, the man claims he is not the one who killed her father. If that's the case, who is? Just as the man prepares to inflict pain on Sook, Sang arrives and swiftly eliminates all the threats, including the man. As Sook matures into adulthood, Sang decides to marry her, his devoted student, and they embark on their honeymoon. While they are savoring their time together, Sang receives an urgent call about one of his men who is in peril and requires his assistance. Sook receives devastating news. Shortly after, her husband has been killed. She learns that Sang has been on a quest to find her father's true murderer, and tragically, he was just killed while attempting to rescue one of his men who had been taken hostage by the very killer they sought. Consumed by rage, Sook demands to know the whereabouts of her father's real killer. She ventures to the location alone, only to discover it is crawling with gangsters, making her mission seem nearly impossible. Yet with her exceptional assassin skills, she takes them down one by one. Eventually, she reaches the room of the gang leader, the prime suspect in her father and husband's deaths. This time, the challenge is greater, as the men in the room are tougher. Nevertheless, she triumphs, eliminating them all and ultimately strangling the leader with the rope. Just as she prepares to escape from the chaos, police forces arrive and surround her, leaving her with no escape route. She is arrested, but the police have other plans. Recognizing her extraordinary abilities to take down so many gangsters alone, they don't send her to prison. Instead, they enroll her in a covert intelligence agency training program, an elite initiative designed to forge cold-blooded, skilled agents for perilous undercover missions. To complete her transformation, they perform plastic surgery, granting her a new identity. One day, as the anesthetic gas is released into the room with Sook, she feigns unconsciousness and seizes the opportunity to strike at the workers who are about to move her. She attempts to flee but quickly realizes that the building's layout is incredibly confusing. First, she stumbles into a ballet studio, then finds herself in a kitchen where a cooking class is in session. Just as she's about to be captured, she takes one of the workers hostage. After that, she makes her way into a theater room and eventually ends up in a makeup area. There, she encounters a woman who appears to want to assist her and points out the exit. The woman jumps out first, and Sook follows right after, but the woman shoots at her. Fortunately, Sook survives the encounter. It turns out the woman is Kwan, the head of the intelligence agency program, who reveals that Sook's death was staged. She also informs Sook that she is pregnant. Kwan offers Sook a chance at freedom, but only if she agrees to work as an intelligence agent for the next 10 years. Sook consents. Before her first assignment, she undergoes training in various skills to help her integrate into society, including cooking, makeup application, and acting, ensuring she can blend in while on her missions. A few months later, Sook gives birth to her child, whom she names Yoon. She continues to raise her child in that location while still undergoing her training. In addition to learning daily tasks, Sook is also being trained in combat. During one of her training sessions, she faces off against an arrogant woman who recently defeated her best friend. However, Sook proves to be more than a match for her opponent, skillfully anticipating all of her attacks and swiftly bringing her down. Their duel is being observed by officials from the intelligence agency, including one named Han, who appears to have feelings for Sook. After months of rigorous training, Sook receives her first mission, to eliminate a samurai. The two engage in a fierce duel, showcasing their equal agility and skill. Ultimately, Sook prevails when the samurai makes a reckless move. His men arrive shortly after, only to discover their leader has been killed, prompting them to pursue Sook. She skillfully takes down some of them before two police cars block their escape route, leading her to leap into the river. Sook successfully evades capture and completes her first mission as an intelligence agent. Following this achievement, she officially graduates from the training program and is prepared to embark on her professional career. Now living under a new identity in a different location, Sook unexpectedly encounters Hyun in an elevator, unaware that he has been assigned to monitor her, as she has never seen him before. Hyun lives next door to Sook, which leads them to spend a lot of time together, growing closer with each passing day. One evening, just as they are about to share an intimate moment, Sook receives an unexpected call from her best friend Min, who needs her assistance with a mission during their training program. Min's task is to extract data from a gangster's phone, and they decide to pose as escorts to accomplish it. Sook manages to retrieve the information, but when she exits the restroom, she is shocked to discover that the targets are aware of her actions. A confrontation ensues, and Sook believes the targets are dead. Tragically, one of them attacks and kills Min, leaving Sook heartbroken over the loss of someone she considered a sister. Fortunately, Hyun is there to support her through the grief. As time goes on, Hyun and Sook decide to get married, but just before their wedding reception, Sook receives another mission. This time, she must eliminate a target using a sniper rifle from the restroom. As she prepares to take the shot, she is stunned to realize that her target is her ex-husband, Sang, who she thought had died long ago. Doubt creeps in since she hasn't seen him in years. In a moment of hesitation, she misses her shot and fails the mission. Meanwhile, Sang and his crew are investigating the shooting and discover that the sniper was likely aiming from the venue of a wedding reception for someone who bears a striking resemblance to his ex-wife. To confirm his suspicions, he attends Sook's play and realizes he recognizes her. After the performance, Sook and Hyun share a dinner together. When Hyun steps away to use the restroom, Sang approaches Sook's table with the intent to kill her, but ultimately decides against it. Instead, he claims to be her biggest fan and leaves without revealing his true intentions. They both act as if they don't know each other. Meanwhile, Sang is covertly recording a conversation between Hyun and his superior. It becomes clear that Sook and Hyun's marriage is merely a cover for Hyun's mission, and he has a sinister plan involving the recording. On another front, Kwon discovers that Sook has been meeting Sang, her target, and begins to suspect a connection between them. Sook insists that Sang is just a fan and that their encounters are coincidental. A few days later, Sook receives a bouquet from Sang, who continues to pose as her admirer. Inside, she finds a flash drive and his phone number. The flash drive contains the recording of Hyun's conversation with his boss, leaving Sook devastated to learn that her marriage is just a facade. She texts Sang, warning him that someone is out to kill him. Anticipating the threat, Sang prepares for Sook's friend's arrival. When Kwon confronts Sook, a group of gangsters suddenly attacks their vehicle. These gangsters turn out to be Sang and his crew, who are there to protect Sook. Fortunately, Kwon manages to escape. Sang and Sook finally recognize each other, and he drives her home. Just as Sook is about to enter her apartment, an explosion erupts from inside her room. Tragically, Hyun and her daughter are found dead after attempting to escape through the balcony. Overwhelmed with grief, Sook suspects Kwon might be involved. However, Kwon insists she had nothing to do with it and presents CCTV footage from Sook's apartment as proof. The recording reveals that when Hyun and Yoon arrived, Sang's men were already lying in wait. One of them informs Hyun that Sook was meant to die the night she took down a group of mobsters. Sang had orchestrated a fake death to eliminate Sook, expecting her to be killed upon entering the gangster's lair. Instead, Sook triumphed over the gangsters, prompting them to target Yoon, who was never meant to exist. Hyun attempts to fight off Sang's men but is quickly overpowered. When he regains consciousness, he rushes to save himself and Yoon, only to find he's too late. Now aware that Sang is the mastermind behind the chaos, Sook storms into Sang's headquarters, fueled by rage, and begins shooting at his men, despite their past friendship. After taking down many of them, she finally confronts Sang. Her first question is, "Did you ever love me?" Sang replies that he once loved her, but after killing her father, he could no longer feel that way. Sook is stunned to learn that Sang is, in fact, her father's true killer. She is filled with rage and challenges him to a death match. Their battle is intense and brutal. However, as they both tire, Sang's men inform him that the police are on their way, prompting him to make a quick escape. Sook manages to catch up to their bus and confronts Sang and his crew on her own. When she finds herself trapped, she injures the bus driver, causing the vehicle to overturn. Now Sang is hurt. Sook stands on the brink of ending Sang's life, but she hesitates, struggling with the memories of their past love. Suddenly, Sang whistles, triggering a haunting memory of the night her father was murdered. Overwhelmed by emotion, Sook loses her composure and kills Sang without hesitation. In the end, she achieves her revenge, but it doesn't alter the reality of her past. Did Sang truly love Sook, or was it all part of a scheme? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content like this. Thank you for watching.